Life update 6/16/2024. God damn, I don't know why, but for whatever reason, I just wanted to randomly check. I was like, when is the last time I did my life update? And oh shit, what do you know? It was uh it was a month ago. That month went by super quick. I don't know how the hell. Yeah, you blink and you miss it apparently. And actually, just as I started recording now, it's probably hard to tell, but I bit my tongue in my sleep probably 2 nights ago, and it was stupid swollen yesterday. I was I was trying to play. Well, I was playing Xdefiant with Jesus, but like my speech was just terrible. It was just like because my tongue is all swollen. Um, yeah, it was not fun. Um, but yeah, hopefully it sounds a little better now. Um, to do some housekeeping, I actually don't know what game I'm playing. I didn't. This is the first time I didn't record gameplay ahead of time in a while. So whatever I'm playing, hopefully I'm not doing terribly. More likely than not, it's probably going to be Xdefiant. But I will get to that in a minute. Um, so I guess the main thing I've been up to lately is working. Started my new job roughly a month ago. My month will be on the 20th. And yeah, that really flew by. That was crazy. The job is going really well. I'm pretty sure I talked about it in a previous life update, but kind of people have been asking me, they're like, "Oh, how's the new job?" And honestly, like, I have pretty much no complaints, really. I mean, it's a really amazing environment, like, I mean, where do I start? I guess, like, obviously there's just stuff on paper, like, full-time job, I get paid very well. Very well. I'm not going to use any specific numbers, obviously, but I've heard what some of like my. No, I don't even want to talk about that. So I get paid better than I did at my previous employer, and I was there for fucking like 6 years, something like that, 5 6 years. And just this place, I'm getting paid better out the gate, which obviously like I would hope for, given I'm substantially more educated than I was at the start of my job at my previous employer, but at the same time, there's something to say about like having been there for a while, like especially with the amount of money. Anyway, getting a little sidetracked. Anyway, I get paid decent. So I'm super happy about that. One of my friends from school actually just started working with me like a week or two ago. Yeah, that's actually been really nice because I could talk to things about her. Oh, sorry, I could talk with things with her, and like she can cover some of the gaps that I didn't know about, and vice versa. And yeah, just it kind of, I don't know. It's just nice not doing it alone. That was kind of like it's kind of like a little added pressure point for me, like for my first 2 weeks, because it's just like I would say like in law school, you go through it with everybody. Like you're in your section, we're all going through the same thing. Whereas work, it's like I was really just doing it by myself for a while. But even now, like I work full time. The two other clerks that just started, and they work part time. So like automatically the standards for me are gonna be way higher, you know. But it is what it is. I can't really. There's nothing I could do about it, and there's not really any point of complaining. Because that's just one of those things where it is what it is. So I mean, it's really not that bad. I mean, it's better now for sure. Now that they're here, um, and sorry, like I say they because there are actually two new clerks. She's from a different school. But yeah, she seems nice. Um, yeah, I mean, it's just a pretty steep like learning curve. I remember when I started at my previous employer, I was like, I had no idea what's going on for the first, who knows, probably a couple weeks, you know, probably a couple months. So yeah, it's the same thing. It's just interesting, like because I was so confident at my previous employer. Like I knew exactly what was going on. Like no one could tell me shit, you know. But now I'm just like I had no idea what the fuck's going on ever. I literally never know what's going on. So I still remain pretty confident that I'll figure it out eventually. It's just like a matter of time because every day things make more and more sense, and I feel like I'm getting better and better. And so like progress isn't always linear. Um, I guess one of the things that I wrote was like, well, I got like an attaboy, and then like the next thing I wrote, he's like, this is getting worse. My supervisor was like, this is getting worse. I was like, fuck, but it really is what it is. I mean, I never take anything personally, and I think like that really helps a lot. And my supervisor really enjoys it. He's like, because always, I don't know, I just tell people like, I eat shit with a smile on my face, and like my supervisor seems to really appreciate that. Like I never like let it seem like I let anything get to me, even though sometimes I'm like, fuck, this is a little frustrating. I'm always just like, all right, thank you, I appreciate it. Lesson learned for the next time, and that's like, it's kind of really the only way you can take feedback. Like, obviously, I don't like, obviously, like my supervisor doesn't hope that I fail, and I'm sure he doesn't like necessarily enjoy shitting on me. I think he is a little aggressive, and I think that he could afford to dial that down a little bit, but it's really not that big a deal. Like, I'm still just a dumbass law student. What the fuck do I know? Versus all these people who've been practicing for who knows how long. Well, it's for varying numbers of years. So I'm like really not getting caught up in that. Like I know it'll make sense eventually. So I'm just kind of holding out for that. Um, but I will say like it is a little like it is. I feel like I'm. I don't know how I want to put this. So I guess I would say like it's a little stressful because I do have a sense of imposter syndrome. Like I know people talked about that being an issue like in law school, and I think I talked myself out of that. Like I logicked my way through that one. I was like I earned my right to be in law school, like, and obviously I did, so I didn't feel like I was out of place. But here I do. I'm like fuck, dude. Like I don't know. Like people are giving me research projects and these assignments and shit like that. I'm like I'm not entirely sure what you're even asking me for. First of all, and then like the things that you're telling me to do have like real consequences to them. Like one thing for example, like this guy was asking me basically if there's any way I could find more people to sue, and like that sounds crazy right now, but just take my word for it, it's not as bad as it sounds. Um, and I was like, I did this whole research assignment, and I was like, here's all this case law, here's the statute, this and that. He's like, okay, well, I want you to make an actual decision for me. I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. I was like, you have no idea who I am. Like, we had never shook hands, and you want me to make a decision like that? Like, in the grand scheme of things, like it really wasn't that serious because like someone else had already did the research. He just wanted me to confirm it basically. But it was kind of just like fuck, dude. Like, I wouldn't want to make that decision for. I wouldn't, I don't know. I didn't want to make that decision, but I was forced to, and it was just like very uncomfortable. But like, I guess at the very least, like now I do understand a little bit more like of the weight of the things that I'm doing, which like I'm not taking it like in a negative way. I'm not gonna like I'm not gonna be like crippled by it. But like sorry, I just cracked my knuckles. It just gives me better context, I suppose. And that's neither here nor there. Um but yeah, I mean overall work's going great. I think about it a little bit too much outside of work. Like I really wish I could just close the laptop and like my brain just doesn't really go to that at all. But I think because it does take so much of my day for like five out of 7 days of the week, there's kind of like an inevitable. It is kind of an inevitability. Um, so I'm not trying to get like too beat up. Well, I'm not trying to be too hard on myself on that. Like I just try to think like how much did I think about work when I was at my previous employer? And like in my mind, I feel like it wasn't at all. I feel like it was like the second I stepped out, it was like I was a different person. Um, but maybe I'm wrong. But like maybe that's also like a skill that has to develop over time. But also maybe like, and most likely this is just one of those professions where you can't really just close a laptop and not be a lawyer anymore. Like you're a lawyer no matter what. Well, despite getting disbarred, I don't necessarily. No, I absolutely do not plan on getting disbarred. So yeah, I guess it's just one of those things where it's like that is kind of what you are. But I remain optimistic in that like things don't necessarily always have to be like that. I don't want to like live and breathe work all the time, you know. And even still, I don't know. I'm just gonna do the best that I can. I really shouldn't really worry too much about what's going down later down the line. So yeah, pivoting over to working out. I've been pretty much struggling to stay consistent. Like, I think I went once this last week, and yeah, it's just hard to go in. Yeah, I don't know, for whatever reason, I'm just not feeling very motivated to do it. But I'm trying to get back in. I'm kind of taking this as kind of like a little week off, so I can hit the ground running tomorrow. Um, Tomorrow being the 17th, I'm probably gonna upload this. I have no idea when I'm gonna upload this. Hopefully today, but uh, anyway, with the whole working out thing, I'm also like struggling to cut weight. So I'm like consistently between 165 and 17, kind of 17, like 165 and 169. And I'd rather be, and like ideally I'd like to be between 160 and 165. Like super ideally, I'd really rather be between like 157, 156 and 159, but that would be extremely difficult. I would have to be very, very focused, and I don't know if I have the energy for that right now, honestly. Because, yeah, I'm just struggling just to get to 165 consistently. So 157, it's a whole different conversation. So yeah, anyway, just kind of long story short, just being a little lazy, but I gotta focus up because I don't know, my clothes fit a little weird. I'm like, oh shit, should I get like bigger fitting clothes? But it's like, oh no, no, no. See, this is the issue I had the last time years ago. So yeah, it's just fucking hard to maintain my fucking goddamn body. I don't know. It's been a struggle, dude, for the last like 5 years or so. But whatever, we'll figure it out. Um, so kind of to touch back on the housekeeping comment I made earlier. I have no idea what gameplay is on here as of right now because I don't know, like my games are getting a little stale. Like for some reason, like I don't even have the same motivation to play like Halo Infinite ranked. Like I was trying so hard to get to Onyx, but I don't know. Like I'm pretty consistent. Like high diamond two, low diamond three, and I like literally cannot break out of diamond three. I never gotten higher than diamond four, and that was in like season two, like a year ago, and that's just super sad. Like I hate that. Like despite like literally trying the best that I can, I just don't really know what else is wrong with my gameplay. I don't know. I think I'm just like hard stuck there, and it gets pretty pointless to even try to keep grinding through if that's going to be the case. So yeah, unfortunately, I'm probably taking a little break from Infinite until like I refine that passion. Um, I've been playing a little bit of Apex lately just because I have like literally no idea what else to play. Um, X Defiance is cool. Uh, I don't know. I'm not really convinced that there is not skill based matchmaking because it just seems like I'm still pitted up against people. Like I'm pitted up against at least 1 to 3 people who are relatively my skill level, and then like the other half, like so on each team, I feel like there are people at my there's like 2 or 3 people on my level, and then everybody else is just casual. Um, and yeah, that just does it just doesn't seem right. Like I was I play with Jesus a little bit, and he's just getting creamed. But like I feel like if I were to just sit back and watch him stream his gameplay on Discord, which I actually am interested in doing, because side note, like I'm just really interested in seeing how my friends play. I'm just really curious about their decisions and their aim and all that. But anyway, I'd really want to see how his lobbies turn out with me not being there, and see like if he's just wiping the floor with the opposing team. Because like I said, I'm really not convinced that skill based matchmaking is completely um out of the game. Like I would bet money that there is some kind of skill based matchmaking, but like it's just a lot more loose than like COD and Halo. Like there's like the games cast like wider nets. So yeah, that's my little conspiracy theory. Um, Other video game stuff. Gears of War E Day was just announced in the Xbox showcase, and like I'm I'm like cautiously excited about like Gears of War and Black Ops 6 for that matter. Um, I really hope they're good, but judging how Xbox does things, my expectations are incredibly low. But yeah, with that said, like I just bought the Gears of War Ultimate Edition. I'm gonna play through the Gears campaigns with my brother Nathan, obviously. Um, yeah, that should be fun, but I can't capture that. I can't screen record that because I don't have a capture card, and I'm not gonna spend the money to do that. Other than that, I'm gonna wait. I'm actually gonna buy Red Dead Redemption 2 whenever it comes on sale. Um, I've missed the last like year or two of that being on sale, but I'm finally gonna commit because I have nothing else to play. So I'm sure that'll be good. But yeah, other than that, like Fortnite, I hate the new season. Apex is okay. Um, yeah, it's just hard to play long periods of time. It's hard to play multiplayer games for long periods of time when you don't have anybody to play with or no ultimate goal. Like Infinite. As much as I love that game, like I had an ultimate goal, but now that like kind of giving up on that goal, unfortunately, it just like there's no point anymore. But we'll see what happens. I've definitely taken like breaks from Infinite before, so I'm sure it'll just be a matter of time till I come back. Probably around the next major, which is gonna be in July, I think. And honestly, like a small part of me wants to hit like 1,000 hours on that game for whatever reason. I just think that'd be, I don't know, I just think that'd be interesting. I have like, I'm looking right now. I have 569.9, and that's like 32 days straight. And there's like no game I've ever played that much. So obviously, this game is very near and dear to my heart. And I don't know, I'm actually pretty proud of that, to a certain extent. Um, yeah. Uh, the other thing too is like because like I haven't been playing. Well, I still have been playing video games. I guess I'm kind of just like more forcing myself to because I don't have anything else better to do. Or and like I don't really have the energy to go like see people on the weekends sometimes. Um, I don't know. It's like a weird thing. I'm kind of keeping a monitor on it. I'll check in on the next life update hopefully if I remember. But I'm getting a little concerned that like my behavior is indicative of like of depression. Obviously, like that is an issue for me, and it has ebbs and flows. But I just think like some of the I don't know. I just feel like my behaviors are becoming depression-esque. Like I don't have the energy to work out anymore. I kind of don't really have the energy to like hang out with my friends. Like I do, but I don't. Um, and yeah, I kind of just like sit inside all day. So I'm gonna keep an eye on it. Um, Sorry, I was yawning. Um, yeah, I definitely gotta find something to keep me motivated to be like kind of productive in some way. Like not that, like for example, like it's not necessarily productive to try to grind to get into a rank in a video game, but like it was something I was like actively working for and like interested in and passionate about. So that's what I mean when I say productive in this context. But yeah, we'll see what's up. Like I'm thinking about I say this every time I'm on a fucking break, but I'm thinking about like brushing up on my Spanish some more. Um, yeah, yeah. Like I said, I'll now that I'm aware that you know my behaviors as of late have been giving me cause for concern, I suppose. Uh, Definitely just got to make a concerted effort to stay on top of that. Um, yeah, and I guess with that too, like, because I told myself I really thought I was gonna apply for a law review, but now it's like coming down to like the last month maybe, and I've like only like read the prompts like back when it was like released after at the end of the semester, and safe to say I should have gotten more done. But kind of like I was saying, I just didn't really have the energy. Like, although I had a week off school for break, like when I wasn't doing anything, I still feel like it just wasn't long enough. You know, like really wish I kind of had like two weeks to just be a bum. Even though that would have like strained more financially, I think like it just would have been nice to kind of breathe a little bit. But who knows? I mean, who's to say I wouldn't be in the exact same like position as I am now? Just 1 week paycheck less wealthy, or 1 week of pay more in debt. I guess is a better way to put it. Um, yeah, I mean, I feel like that. I feel like the life update like went slowly downhill in the vibes. I just fucking just killed the vibe in this. No, listen. End of the day, things are going pretty well. You know, I guess like obviously like I kind of preach to all my friends and family, just like just just take inventory every now and then. What are the things that you like about yourself? What are the things that you don't necessarily like about yourself? What are some of the things you can change? Um, and just be as like kind and objective to yourself as you can. Um, so yeah, I guess that's just me checking, or I guess that's just me doing inventory. So, but yeah, not things are good. I promise, things are good. Looking forward to seeing what happens over the course of this next, you know, 2 months. The remainder of my break. It's crazy, breaks like 2.5 months, 3 months long, and I'm already pretty much of a third through it. Um, yeah, hopefully get to see some friends some more, make some good memories, and that's it. I'll try to uh, I'll try to check in sooner than a month, early July, hopefully. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Um, yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one.